Okay, I'll share the screen again. I think I lost the network. Okay, you all have the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first thing that you do is you address the court, may it please the court, or may it please your lordships. Okay, so this is the first thing, opening statement. The second thing that you should know is how to address the judge. So be very clear as to where you are appearing. Lower court ma appear kareko ki, are you appearing before the high court, or are you appearing before the Supreme Court? So these things should be very, very clear. Okay, if you are clear about how to address the court, or if you are clear about the jurisdiction of the court, then also you will get an idea as to how to address the court. Okay, so firstly is you stand before the court and you say, may it please your court. Then you normally say your lordship, your ladyship, your honor, right? So a little background on that is, why do we say that? These are common things in your mind, sometimes, and you don't ask these kind of questions, but mind lordship, your honor, okay? So these things are like, we can trace it from two sources. So first source being the convention matlab अहिलेसम्म चलिरहेको. Okay, these things that has been already going on since a very, very long time. So as a means of practice, the way it has been going on till now, so it is still continuing. Okay, so that has been picked up. So you can say that way it has been picked up. Then second source is actual rules. That means there are some actual rules which tell you about how to address the court. This is one example. You will find some more. You've done professional ethics in your previous semester, no? So professional ethics, Advocate Act, in the history, in the rules, Bar Council of India rules, you will find a lot of provisions which tell you about addressing the court. So this is one example, and that is resolution number 58 of 2006 Bar Council of India. You know that our governing body, our as in our law students and advocates, no? Our governing body, that is the Bar Council of India, it passes resolution, makes rules for us, right? So one such regulation is also one example which talks about how to address the judge. So it says, consistent with the obligation of the bar to show a respectful attitude towards the court and bearing in mind the dignity of the judicial office. Okay, so listen to these words very carefully. Respectful attitude is towards the court. Dignity is towards the judicial office. Okay, so that means we are giving the respect to the office, respect to the court. Okay, judicial office जहाँ न्याय पाउँछ त्यो जग्गाको respect गरेका हामीले. Okay, so the form of address to be adopted, whether in the Supreme Court, High Courts, or subordinate courts, should be as follows: Your Honor or Honorable Court in Supreme Court and High Courts, and in subordinate courts and tribunal, it is open to the lawyers to address the court as sir. So lower court ma sir bhanda huncha bhन्छ हो, but then lower court ma also there is a practice कि your honor bhन्छ. Okay, so I think it's better your honor bhaneko. So higher court ma it's your honor or honorable court. So this is one example which tells you about how to address the court. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I hope you'll be, so first is you stand before the court and you open the statement, may it please the court. Next, what do? Introduce yourself before the judges. So introduce yourself, matlab, do you say good morning, sir, good morning, lordship, good afternoon? No, greeting is not necessary. If you must have noticed, when you go before the court, advocates do not go and say good morning, lordship, or good morning, sir. So that thing is not, not necessary. And it, I will suggest you that should not be done when you're addressing the judge, neither in the moot court competition nor in the real court. Okay, so first thing that you do is may it please the lordship. Thereafter you will have to introduce yourself. How will you introduce yourself? I I've kept it blank because in moot court, what happens is those who have participated are aware that anonymity is sometimes maintained. That means a biasness huncha bhanera chai, sometimes what happens is the college, the organizing committee says that no, don't disclose your college or don't disclose your identity because the judging panel huncha, they might identify you and they might be a little biased towards you. So team code dekho huncha. That's the reason why team code is given. Okay, so all of you also, that's why I gave you a team code, no? So that is the reason to keep the anonymity. Now, because the judge will not know, no, अब यस्तो is like यस्तो छ अब यो national law school बाट represent गर्दैछ भनेर एउटाले चाहिँ सिक्किम गभर्मेन्ट law college बाट represent गर्दैछ भने नि somewhere the judges will already form an opinion in their mind, no? Oh, okay, this college is a little heavier, you know, little stronger. To avoid all that, the team code is given. So you need not say that I represent Sikkim Government Law College. Okay, so that is the reason team codes are given. But in the real court, obviously you need to introduce yourself. Now you don't represent the college, you're representing your client. So I am counsel. Okay, you can introduce yourself. If you're new, something, you need not say that again and again. Now you can just say that I am appearing on behalf of the state of Karnataka. This part is important. You have to be very clear as to who are you representing. You are representing the state of Karnataka or state of Sikkim. Yeah. The respondent in the instant matter. Okay, so two things are coming here. You are quoting the state, that means the party. You are also quoting whether you are respondent or petitioner in the case. Okay, in the dispute between Mr. X versus state of Karnataka. So till this point, most of you, not most, I think all of you have given your submissions, oral submissions. So this part was missing in all of, some of your presentation. Okay, so this is also very vital. So make sure you keep this in your mind that, okay, firstly, I'm supposed to introduce myself. Introduction matlab, naam mate hai na. Introduction means you have to state who are you representing. Firstly, second, whether petitioner or respondent. Thirdly, the name of the case. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So next is you have to be very clear. If you have any queries, do ask. Okay. Next is you have to be very clear as to designation for participants. That means agent one, counsel, advocate. So now you are an advocate. If you are representing your client, you can say I'm the counsel for this. Okay, I'm the counsel for state of Karnataka, respondent in the instant case, or advocate. So be very clear as to how you are designating yourself. Next, designation of the party. Matlab, plaintiff ho, petitioner ho, applicant ho, appellant ho, intervener ho, defendant ho, respondent ho, these things should be very, very clear. In your viva also, sometimes what happens is your viva, sometimes I take your viva. This time I think somebody else will be taking your viva. But when I take and when I observe, no, students are not clear. Last mapani, they will not be clear ki plaintiff ho, ki respondent ho. And criminal case ma respondent huncha, defendant huncha ki accused huncha ki prosecutor huncha ki. So these things are also not clear. So these are very, very basic. So be very clear as to which party are you representing. Clear? Class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do make some noise, okay? I feel like only I'm speaking. Okay, next, when you have introduced yourself, after you have introduced yourself, then you have to do the main part, no? Main thing, when you discussed issue number one, for the second mode, I think that is fresh in your mind, no? Our 103rd. You've lost the screen again.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
the voice is
And ma'am, your
breaking
voice is
too.
also cracking, ma'am, breaking. We can't hear you properly, ma'am.
Voice is also breaking. You have the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just a second. The network is, I don't know why today. 7, 5, just a sec, okay? Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So, where was I? Okay, after you've introduced yourself, now you have to argue before the court. That means all the submissions that you've prepared, now you have to submit your presentation. Okay, for that, you need to introduce your problem. You need to introduce your teammates. You need to be aware about time management. You have to state the fact and you have to state the issue. I'll go one by one. Okay. Firstly, you need to introduce your problem. Introduce your problem, matlab now you have your problem with you. This is so disturbing. I don't know what's happening. Okay, you all have it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mm,
So introducing your problem, matlab now first you introduce yourself. Like I will say, for example, may it please the court, I'm counsel, Anirudh is I'm learned counsel Anirudh, appearing on behalf of Mr. X in this instant case in the matter of Mr. X versus state of Sikkim. Now what you are doing is now you have to introduce your problem. Matlab the problem dalle porno hai na. If you read the entire problem, one page problem, then when will you argue? Okay, so we reading the entire problem will take 5 minutes at least, and then the judge will also lose interest. You should be able to introduce it much chale. That means I'll give you a small example. When you've introduced yourself, may it please the court, I'm learned counsel Dao Palmo, appearing on behalf of Mr. X, the applicant in the instant case in the matter of Mr. X versus state of Sikkim, inter alia. In the instant case, before your excellency, this concerns the illegal conviction of my client under such and such act, which conflicts with his right to speech as a reporter. So that means short ma, you are giving a very, small and precise idea as to what this case is about, isn't it? So you'll may please your court. After I introduce Goreo, now you just one line ma, you gave a very good idea about the case. That means this case concerns the conviction of my client under this act, and this conflicts with his right to speech as a reporter. So one line ma, now the judge also has an idea as to what this case is about. Okay, and this also shows your confidence. Now and this thereafter introducing your teammates. Thereafter, after that, you will have to say that here I will be making submission on issue number 1 and issue number 2, and my co-counsel will be making submission with regard to the rest of the issues. So that is simple introduction of your teammate. I let busy because after you conclude your part again, very second counselor you have to call him over. Okay, so right now make it very very short and sweet, precise and very very clear. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next time when you make submission, can I see these changes? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so make sure you know these things, and it is not just my voice is breaking. It's I'm not audible
You are audible right now.
right now. Audible? Okay. Let me know. Okay, if I'm not audible, just send me a chat. Okay, so this is the way you introduce yourself, and one simple line, you've introduced your problem. Next line, you're introducing your teammate. That means this issue has been divided into 2 issues, and Lordship, I will be dealing with issue number 1 and 2, and rest of the issues will be dealt with by my co-counsel. Simple. Okay, now next I have mentioned is time management. For mooting, that time has been given to you, so you have to stick to your time limit. Like I said that fact of the problem, you need not waste a lot of time reading out the entire fact. You should also be able to consolidate your fact into one line, simple and straight, so that the judge will be clear about it. Now issues funny, now you have to state your issues. Stating your issues now, these issues are not very long, very very short, 1 line 2 line issues are there. So when you take up your own issues, that time you can introduce your issues. That means you have already told the judges that you will be dealing with issue number 1 and 2, so you can accordingly state issue number 1 and 2. Okay, like for example, your excellencies or your lordship, the 2 issues which arise in the case are, firstly, whether this particular case is maintainable. Secondly, whether this. Okay, so short ma, 2 issues will be done. Or rest because rest second co-counsel will do it. Okay, clear with this part, structuring your argument?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now arguing before the judge. Yes. Yes, Rupesh. Anything, Rupesh?
No, ma'am, you said, are you clear? Then I was.
Oh, okay. Now arguing before the judge. Now you start your real arguments. Okay. How to argue before the judge? Whatever you have prepared, matlab, again, I will say that since time is reserved for you, so you should not read out the entire memorial in the, argument section. What you will need to do is you will have to prepare an argument. Okay, 1, 2, 3, I've written it there, third part. Prepare an outline argument. That means, junche memorial banaksa, out of that, you will have to, prepare your argument. Tell a short summarize one person. So summarize gardakiri, it should cover 3 important aspects. 3 important aspects. Firstly, summarize the key important provisions. Key important provisions, matlab legal provisions. Precedents. Okay, citation. So keep that in your mind. That should be the first set of summary that you will prepare. And then that should be linked again. Provisions the bani section banyo and a citation banyo. Now you should show the link between that and your argument. Okay, your argument in the present case. Second sheet should concentrate on the facts which are stated in the problem. Facts matlab you should be very clear as to the chronology, matlab sequence of events jun chahi huncha ni yo tarikh yo bhako thyo, yo tarikh yo bhako thyo, that should also be prepared in advance in your hand. Now third that is mentioned is counter arguments. That means now you should once you are prepared your memorial, you will also expect mind my expectation this will be the response from the other side, this will be the question from the other side, so this ko chahi jawab already ready hunu parcha with you. Okay, so these 3 points should be there, and these 3 points should not be more than 1 page. 1 page ma yo sabai cover garera it should be in your hand. Detail already is in memorial. It's already there in your memorial. The entire detail is there in your memorial. Now, the summary, which covers all these 3 aspects, should be there in your hand when you give your oral submission. Now, other points that I've mentioned in the PPT are the best moot court arguments are conversation between the participant and the judges. Okay, so like I said that read na garnu bhane ni maile asti, so don't read out gardakheri chai conversation ko part ko jan you should be able to derive a conversation. Jab question huncha ni, when questions are asked from the judges, that is actually an opportunity where you can engage the judge in a conversation. Question gardakheri chai majale euta gaf jasto garera conversation jasto garera you can answer the judge, right? So that is actually an opportunity. Who the best speakers or say best question answers so that is the reason. Okay, so also with regard to your real court as well, so be spontaneous. Matlab question sodne bittike okay lordship, I will try to respond to your query. Whenever you give your proper reply to the query. Clear with this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very important aspect, dealing with questions, because what I have seen in the real court also, sometimes what happens is the lawyers get offended. Last time KT Bhutia sir had come for a national, no, he sat as a judge, remember? Did you? Yes. So KT Bhutia sir le ke भन्नु भयो, मैले म जज हुँदाखेरि पो मैले कति क्वेशन सोध्दै रहेछ, म त लयर हुँदा मलाई कति रिस उठ्थ्यो जजेसले क्वेशन सोध्दा, मैले अहिले बुझे कि मैले चाहिँ खास गरी चाहिँ सोध्नु पर्ने रहेछ, किनभने मैले के अब त्यो कन्भिन्स भएर नै मैले जजमेन्ट दिनु पर्ने रहेछ हैन। सो रिस उठ्नु हुँदैन रहेछ, म पुरा रिस उठेर जवाब दिन्थे, तर अब रिस पनि उठ्नु हुँदैन रहेछ, जजलाई ओफेन्ड हुँदो रहेछ। ही रियलाइज्ड इट देन, नो, बिकज ही इज अल्सो भेरी एग्रेसिभ काइन्ड अफ while giving his oral presentation, no, as a lawyer, say aggressive khale cha ni. So question sodha मलाई पुरा रिस उठ्थ्यो. He said that, no, मलाई courtroom मा मलाई पुरा रिस उठ्थ्यो. तर अहिले म जजको जग्गामा बस्दाखेरि चाहिँ चाल पायो कि कस्तो रिस उठ्दो रहेछ जज लयरले चाहिँ रिस देखाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ रिस उठ्दो रहेछ. That means judge gets offended रहेछ भनेर चाहिँ he understood. Okay, so that's what he said. So that was a very good pointer for all the lawyers. Okay, so he was saying rather it is an opportunity रहेछ, take it as an opportunity. Okay, so similarly on similar lines, you have to deal with the questions very well. So no, don't panic in the first place. And second, risk pani nagornu. Koi je kyo, unknowingly or unknowingly risk dekhai pathaउँछ. Okay, so that will be another disadvantage for you. Okay, about to get disconnected. Okay, so firstly, you have to prepare a list of expected questions. If your preparation is well, you will also be aware as to what are the questions that I can expect from the judges. So already keep in hand, then you can nicely give answers. Okay, so testo part the oral ko lagi I don't think तिमीहरुले गरेको पनि थिएन हैन हिजो अस्ति मैले जुन चाहिँ गरेको थियो submissions ko lagi you all didn't prepare a list of expected questions, right? So if you done that paper ma already timro answers छ भने पनि questions आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ के हुन्छ that will be an opportunity to shine in the courtroom, okay, and convince the court. Then prepare the sample answers as well. Then questions, like I said, should be taken as an opportunity to persuade them and begin a conversation. So conversation huno thale